Well, hello there, Pelos! If you like watching Tomes of Time, you'll probably be... You lost the words. I know you did. Oh no. You'll probably like watching Journey Through Miro with Yip Yap No Tail and Friends! They're friends, right? Sort of. Yeah, which is returning the... what day of May? Next Tuesday. Well, what day is that? May 2nd, and it's regular time! You scare me. You scare me! Help. Tomes of Time is DM'd by our great friend, Null and Paranoid, and our YouTube channel is Null More! So, check it out. It's really fun. It's really cool. Please, come support us.
Welcome to the Tomes of Time! I'm the Timekeeper, and here are my victims. I mean guests. Who will now introduce themselves and who they're playing, starting with...
I'm Nolan Paranoid. I play Niela Vulcane in our group. Yeah.
And I am the Christian Assassin. I play Garrett Arten, the Silent Hand, who is the rogue assassin of the group.
And I am Black Doctor 21. I play the Holy Life Domain Cleric Donatello.
And, yes, a few of our party members, one simply cannot make it, the other may be able to make it. We shall see, because tis the season to be complicated. Who remembers, preferably someone who needs an inspiration point, where we last left our heroes?
I believe we left our heroes during the tail end of an election within the town of Trent, as well as wherein the leader of the Bugbear Bandits was elected mayor of the town of Trent. Interesting decision, considering, bandit. But we also ended the session with a birthday party for a certain Carmichael.
At the end of which he asked you all what your party called themselves, so he could write a fitting ballad.
So, who do you think should announce it?
Well, the proper one would be Blake, but he is currently unavailable to join us. And I only say that because he's the one who even came up with the name.
He did come up with the name.
Mm-hmm.
But let's see. Null, you did say that you chose the name first, so I think the honor should go to you, if you'd like it.
Yeah. We decided to call ourselves the Grim Alliance.
Grim? Huh. Carmichael scratches his head. That sounds... well, dark. Okay. Though. Grim Alliance. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And yeah, it's a few hours away from shut-in, so if there's any last-minute things y'all want to do before the night and the next day, you're free to do so.
I think I'm good.
Let's see. I'm still trying to figure out how much money I owe for my Sentinel Shield. But nevertheless, let's see. I can send gold, right?
Yeah.
To the okay. So if I'm not mistaken, I still owe like 100.
Something like that, although you know specifically the postmaster in this town has no one to ferry for him because of the recent goblin activity.
That's true. So I guess unless I want to send 100 gold by messenger pigeon, I'll just keep it to myself.
You surmise the next town. The next town
Might
should
have one.
have a good postmaster system.
Sweet. I'll definitely keep that note in mind. Aside from that, I mean, if we need rest or anything, of course, I would just recommend that we go to the head down back to the church if we needed any, supplies or just rest, because that could, you'd be able to receive, free healing or care. I make sure to remind our friends of that.
Yeah. It's pretty late, so the elections were around dinner time. Lasted a while, so it's getting into the last few hours of the night before reasonable bedtime.
I mean, I'm still at full health, so I don't really need to go anywhere.
Oh, look at you.
Well, I mean, in fairness, we did have a long rest just prior to the session. That's at the beginning of last session, so.
Yeah, y'all did sleep the previous night and then had a full day.
All right, we did. What I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to the church and talk to the priests about what I going to them for spiritual aid, as well as just simply reflecting on what happened during the service earlier this morning.
The few that actually bunk at the parish are mostly to bed. The head father is still poring over some bookkeeping.
I walk behind him and greet him. Grace and peace from great Lord Paylor to you, my friend.
May his light shine upon you. Brings you out this morning.
I wanted to get your advice on something. Well, I guess it would be fine to tell you the entire story. Earlier today, when we were serving the body and blood of our great Paylor, I heard something. More specifically, I felt something that gave me pause. My soul is now greatly troubled, and I'm not necessarily sure what feeling it was, but it stopped me in order to give the right sacrament. What do you think it is, or what do you think I should do?
Have you been keeping with confession and penance?
Often, sir, often.
And charity?
As much as I can, as much as I am able.
Perhaps what your soul needs is a, what is the word? Revival.
A revival, you say?
Yeah. He gives you a very fancily stamped gold coin. Take this token to Citadel, the holy city, and offer it into the offering plates of the holy cathedral there. Perhaps your soul can be replenished.
He
would
takes the...
I would not delay too long. Matters of a troubled soul are not one to die on. I'm trying to make my peace with what time I have left.
So he looks at the coin. So I should take this to the Citadel.
Yeah.
And offer it where?
Wherever you find the plate is open. It's great and holy city, a place many have found spiritual enlightenment, a place of wonder.
He looks at the coin, staring at it, then looks back at the priest, and claps it within his hand, nodding. I thank you for your wisdom. It is... many assume that a bishop is not in need of spiritual aid. He is the spiritual teacher, but a bishop is always a priest, and is always, even so, in need of a priest. Thank you.
May ours light shine upon you, Donatello.
And may his grace follow you every step of the way. And he begins to walk around the church, touching the icons. He looks at the lectionary, running his scaly fingers over the golden written texts of the Book of Pelor. He kisses the book and then goes to find an empty room in the lodge to rest for the night. After he finds a room, right?
Yeah.
After he finds a room, he places the sign of Pelor upon himself. He does the evening prayers. And then soon after, his room goes into a quiet. And then subtly you hear the sound of snoring.
Artan, how do you spend your evening?
I'm basically just going to stay in the saloon, have a couple of drinks, and then go to bed.
Do you continue drinking the Galamy?
No.
Okay.
No, I just have regular ale after that.
Alright. After a few hours, Honest Tom slowly stumbles in there. He gets a drink. He goes to the corner and starts drinking. Nella, what are you doing?
She might just go up to her room and like clean her weapons or something. Some personal quiet time.
After about halfway through polishing your axe, is it an axe or a maul? I keep forgetting, this is bad.
She has both a warhammer and an axe.
Okay, that's why I keep getting it confused. So many people who have these, and are barbarians that I know, have both.
My bludgeoning weapons.
After a while of cleaning and sharpening and tending to your weapons, you hear a little knock on your door.
She kind of sighs to herself and then gets up and opens the door.
Just in time as Carmichael is picking back up the cup of warm milk he's sipping on. And he goes, "Oh, good, you're still up. I'm scared."
About college?
Yeah, I mean, before, like, half a year ago, I didn't even know there was such a thing. And now I'm going to one, and I'm going to be so far away from everyone I've met since I've come to the surface. And
I can understand that it seems very scary. But for one, you can send letters back and forth.
Right.
And I can somewhat understand your troubles.
Oh?
When I was very young, I had to go away for training with my sisters.
Oh, training, like we did in the catacombs.
Something like that, yes.
Oh. You think I'll do good?
I know that you will do amazing.
Thank you. You're the best. He chugs his milk and runs off.
Yes. She makes sure he gets to his room and then she closes her door.
Yeah, he kind of is just running back and forth across the upper floor until Seren opens the door to their room, which is like, Carmichael. And he goes in pouting.
He's got the zoomies.
He has zoomies.
Just running, his sleeves go well past his arm, just flailing in the breeze that he's generating.
This is what happens when you give the child ice cream.
And everyone settles in to the night. And as you sleep, would you all roll wisdom? Straight wisdom rolls for me.
Oh, I actually did pretty well that time. And of course, Jeremiah goes and outdoes me with that 21 of his.
I have a +4 in wisdom.
It's not a competition, other than for my attention.
Hi.
And yet you're going to give the most attention to Jeremiah for this.
Arten, you have a dream that's sort of a what-if scenario of if things had gone south at the election and you had to get involved in combat. Nella, with all of the thoughts of Carmichael's flight, actually, yeah, some dreams of that day when you left home for training do come to you, though through that strange lens of how dreams like to twist and anthologize your life adventures. Donatello, you feel like you're exploring the world in paces that only make sense in dreams. Everywhere you go, though people seem to have these masks on their faces, you notice after a while behind their cracked facades are monsters, demons, their hearts and souls twisted around by briars and brambles, choking out the life that they should have used for good, but are using for evil. And the dawn comes.
Now, before we move on, I do have to make this one reference. Because my monsters are real! That's the only thing I heard whenever you describe that. That's great.
The thing that wakes you up specifically, Donatello, is you're having an out-of-body experience watching yourself consecrate communion. And from the grand icon of the sanctuary that overlooms where you offer the cup, a drop of black ichor falls into the liquid as you say the final words, and you look at the cup in that moment where in reality you had that introspective moment of doubt. And you awaken as, instead of the sun beaming through stained glass windows, a clear window is beaming sunlight directly on your face. And you all wake up, and those in the saloon wake up to the smell of pancakes.
I hear pancakes. I love pancakes. Do they got some cinnamon in it?
You smell pancakes.
They have whatever you want. They're making pancakes. They've even got
Making bacon pancakes?
I'm sorry, did you say put bacon in pancakes, Jeremiah?
Yes.
Yep, you're definitely from the South.
Bacon pancakes, that's what it's gonna make.
Now look, you wake up with your piglet nuzzled close to you.
Cool. She doesn't have any food for this creature, and I realized that in the last session, so she's gonna go find food for the creature, and maybe food for herself.
Okay. The bartender goes, "Bacon? Oh, wait. Maybe not. Well, we have some berries for the blueberry pancakes." And he offers the piglet a handful of blueberries.
It eats the blueberries, and gets some pancakes.
Alright. What kind of pancakes does Nella order?
She doesn't know what a pancake is, so a regular one.
Alright, a pancake. How many pancakes would you like?
4.
Alrighty. And he goes away, and after a while he comes back with a plate of 4 plain pancakes. A small tincture of syrup on the plate.
She eats a couple bites of the pancakes and then takes the syrup like a shot.
Roll a con save for me, if you will.
Oh no!
It's just you've never done that with syrup? I've
No?
seen people do that. I've never done it.
I'm not saying it's a hard con save, I just want you to roll me a con. If it meets, it beats. If it meets, it beats. Okay. Yeah, it's very, very sweet.
Well, yeah.
Seren has made sure to specifically take the syrup away from Carmichael before he could even get his hands on it.
Good idea.
Hey, what's that? Aww.
But all of you and Donatello, as I'm assuming you're heading back to find the rest of your party.
Yeah, just completely bewildered, yeah.
Yeah, as you encounter people on the street, they go, "There he is! There's the guy! There's the guy with the people! Yeah! The people who saved their town! Yeah! They're folk heroes! They're heroes! What are they called? I don't know. Probably something cool." And
Donatello like slightly chuckles as he waves at them as he walks by.
There's some kids stick fighting in the street, and they look at you, and they have this look on their face of like they've just met their hero, and they run off giggling and continuing to stick fight. The youngest of them, the shy kid with this little peasant's hat that's way too big from him, probably his father's, just comes up to you with a little piece of paper, and it's like, "Could you sign this, mister?"
He chuckles and kneels before the lad, tapping him on his head, almost making the hat, you surround his entire head. Sure. He then reaches his arm inside his shell, pulls out a pin. Yes, exactly, just like that. And then uses some dirt and writes his name Donatello in Aquan for him, in fancy Aquan.
Whoa! I can't read this, but thanks, mister! And he runs off. Drops his hat in the mud, picks it back up, shakes it off, puts it back on, runs off.
Children are a gift from Palor. And he as much as a turtle can blush, blushes as he continues to walk back to the tavern.
You notice as you're looking away, the Tabaxi woman opening up the library, which she'd communicated to you there would be some reward there if you wish. You could come and select from their books if any are interesting to any of you in your party.
Right. He goes to visit there. He goes to visit and greets the Tabaxi woman.
All right, we'll get to that after we resolve. So you in the tavern.
Sweet.
You're also, no one's approached you yet, but you're all getting kind of looks and there's hushed whispers of people being excited to see you all.
This is why I don't prefer to do work for towns like this. I'm not comfortable being in the spotlight.
What's wrong, my friend? Social anxiety?
Not there, Jeremiah.
No, I thought instead of going there, I went to the tavern instead because we're going later.
Okay.
Okay.
You can do that.
Sweet.
As he enters, somehow knowing what you've said.
Yeah, I thought. I mean, no. This is the best thing. I appear behind him.
Let me guess. You want me to make some sort of like con save, or would that be a wisdom save to see if I'm startled from him just popping up behind me?
I don't know.
Yes.
Is Artan startled?
Roll a oh my goodness.
I would just say it's a perception check.
Yeah, perception.
Okay.
Doc, stealth check?
Oh, come on. I'm a turtle. I have a 1 in stealth.
I just hear your big clopping feet hitting the floorboards.
Yeah, I mean, it's those saloon doors, and it also they haven't been oiled in a while. You know, they're like perfect for the dramatic Western movie entrance of the kind of thing.
And it's the staff. It's the staff.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, he hears the click clack of the staff, and I'm like, what's wrong, dear hidden one? Social anxiety or introversion?
Both. As I glare at him a little bit.
You remember, my friend, us holy men can see into the hearts of men. We minister to men every day, and so your attitude is one I am very familiar with.
I'm aware.
Do not be afraid for the praises of the people, for you and I have done a good thing for this town. The great Palor says, "Let your light shine, so that they might see your good works and glorify him who is in heaven."
At this point, Seren gets up from her place, prestidigitates her and Carmichael's plate clean, takes them back. Come on, Carmichael. And as she looks to Nella and to the rest of you. Well, it's a long way to the Whistle Archipelagos. I'm afraid for a while, at least, we must depart from your venture. It has been an honor to get to know all of you.
Donatello gets up in front of them and says, "It has been an incredible honor to have you two at our side." He points to, he nudges at Seren, "You, a wonderful protector." And then he kneels to little Carmichael, "And you are a precious and brave bard.
Aw, shucks.
You, sir, are destined for greatness, that much I can tell."
Mentors certainly learn a lot from those they mentor. Come on, Carmichael. Why don't you go say your goodbyes? Carmichael hugs your shin.
Donatello hesitates, slightly tearing up, and then slowly lays a comforting hand upon his head. "May the great Palor bless you and keep you. May he make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace." He cast guidance by accident.
He kind of cocks his head. It's like, those are cool words that I don't know what they mean. And he waddles over, and he hugs Captain Sean's leg, and then he goes over, and he jumps up in Nella's lap, and just jumps up and hugs you around the neck.
She hugs him back, and kind of just pats his head. And
I'm gonna miss you the most, to be honest.
I'm gonna miss you most, Scarecrow.
He looked. Huh?
She's just saying I'll miss you too.
He acknowledges that for a bead, and then he just looks over, deadpan for Carmichael, just at you, Artan, just like this, and he just like lifts his hand and goes like.
What did I ever do to him?
You were born.
And and Seren just kind of picks him up off of Nella and kind of.
Wait, you forgot Rafa.
Oh, Rafa's off doing monk things.
Before they go, I stand up. I go over to Seren, and I hand her my 5 silver pieces as well as 5 gold coins, with these words. Take these for the road, in case you ever need them.
Thank you. Money. Speaking of money, she pulls out a bundle of money pouches corresponding to the number of each of you in the party, and puts them on the table. That's our reward from Hephaestus's money. Our cut is going towards his education. Farewell. May the weave smile upon you. And she heads out.
Donatello turns to Nella and walks beside her. "Are you all right?"
Yes. I'll see him again.
Indeed so. He then walks to the hidden one. "So, what are we to make of this reward then?" And he looks at the bags of money. Then he supposes to divide them among the group.
So they're already divided.
Yeah, I mean, like, hand the bag to each person.
Okay.
A bag to each person.
You can do that easy enough. Rafa's busy in his room, poring over the scriptures he's been given.
And then Donatello opens up his pack. How much is in there?
I'm not certain yet at this point. There's a lot.
Then he shall keep it tight for later.
There is.
I
And
should
it
also
just
grab
disappears.
mine and merely put it in my pack.
Right. Donatello reaches in and puts it into a shell for safekeeping.
Alright. For safekeeping.
Sean Carter.
At that point, Lance comes in just as Seren is meeting, and they kind of bump shoulders, and he gives her a slight longing look as she walks away.
Ooh.
And he looks to y'all and goes, our cart is ready.
Ah, indeed. Before we leave, might I make a small request?
Yeah.
We did see one of the rewards that we had for this land, or from this land, was that over at the bookshop, we are able to take one book from the library. So, would any of you like to join me on our way there?
While you do that,
Yeah.
I'll make sure our horses don't abscond or anything. And he walks off again.
Alrighty then, we shall meet you there. So, would anyone like to join me?
Someone's happy. I shall join you.
Yeah, so Nella.
And then he very well. He smiles happily because the dude's just a complete nerd. And so he leads them all to the library, and he greets the female tabaxi. She's the one in front of the library, right? Or at the front desk.
She's now in. She's like the librarian. There's a little card on her desk as you enter that says that I need to scroll up in my notes. No. That says Comet Sret.
Comet specifically?
Khamit. Comet is her first name.
Comet. He bows his head towards her. Greetings, Miss Comet. I am glad to have seen you open the shop, but is glad to see that you all are open.
Sorry, repeat that last part.
It is glad to see that not only see you open, to see you again, but it's good to see that you all are open. We were just about to leave the town.
Oh, yes. Yes, the reward. Again, thank you so much for saving my son. There's not much here, but there might be something of interest. What kind of books are you looking for?
I'm thinking possibly either just a simple lore book or a sort of something similar to like the Book of Prayer. Basically another spell book for incantations. Incantations or spell books.
You do manage, you find the sort of the religious literature section. And after a while of looking, the only thing that really catches your eye is there's two books. The Numenomicon, which as you flip through it seems to be just a book on spirits. Echoes and different manifestations of the soul that has been detached from its body. And you also find, just kind of an encyclopedia, the Mythica Exotica Theologicum. It seems to be just a book of world mythology, something you think might interest Rafa.
I take that book for him. Is there any on the subject of spiritual health or assurance?
Not really. There's a gnomish book that, just flipping through it, it's basically like some sort of Hinduism sort of thing.
He looks, and it's very weird to see this look on a turtle's face, but it is a disgusted grimace, and he slowly pushes it back into its place, and then slightly deeper as much as he can get, so that nobody else will see that book anymore.
Wait, what kind of book is it?
It's like a gnomish book for like Hindu incantations or Hindu scriptures or stuff.
It's just like mysticism.
Yeah, like Hindu Vedas or something like that.
It's funny when you say that when you yourself use magic.
I use holy magic, not dark magic. There's a difference. I am a man of culture.
Are you looking for anything, Garrett?
I would say that I'm probably looking for like a history book.
You find a few hit and miss kind of things, one that's too worn out. You do find one that does seem to be a history book, called The Ones Who Bound the Rifts, The Gnomes of Old.
I take that one.
Alright.
And then I am also going to leave behind the Mark of the Silent Hand. Somewhere indiscreet, obviously.
You know, ironically, the shelves of the history section are full of dust.
Well, isn't that coincidental?
I was here.
But I do so in order to, in case any other members of the Silent Hand happen to come by, they know that another was here.
Roll a perception check, if you will.
Okay. Oof.
Okay, yeah, seems like you're the first.
Dust is dust.
Dust is dust. No, the dust is mimics.
Don't you dare.
Rolling it. Nah.
Pokemon battle music.
That would be.
It casts fireball.
All the dusts are mages. Anyways, no.
Mage mimics? Wow.
Magics. Oh, Nella, you're at the library. Are you doing anything?
She's going to look around where the others are looking, and then she's gonna go up to the librarian and would you happen to have any books about the beast here?
The beast?
Is a deity from my homeland. I was hoping there would be something.
Perhaps in the heresy section.
What is heresy?
Things that contradict.
Slightly points upwards.
Things that contradict the teaching of the church. It's right next to the religious section. It's honestly more or less the same, just 2 aisles of the same section.
Oof.
Alright, thank you. And she just peruses the books.
She sounds so affronted that her deity is considered heresy.
You find a few books written from the negative perspective, so, not thoroughly not as thorough a source as you'd like, but you find a few books pointing towards the same kind of creature as the beast. You know passively from the conversations you've overheard that it's only been about 300 years since dragons ruled this world for a millennia. So you're not finding anything exact.
Alright.
Donatello also gets the second religious book that he found on the shelf. The first one for him, the second one for Rafa.
The Numenomicon?
Yeah.
Alright.
I go back up to the front of the library,
Okay.
and I ask the librarian, "Do you have any books on shipbuilding?"
Probably. Yes. And she points you to the section where there's a bunch of other kind of worksman books and designs.
Do I find what I'm looking for?
Roll an investigation. Yeah.
Okay, I'll take it.
It's
I grab one of the books on ship making for the captain.
all right. The book, a bit boastful, called "Secrets Noah Wished He Had." A shipyard's guide to shipmaking.
Wow.
Well then.
As you're looking into this, Donatello, you notice there's a bookmark in the Numenomicon.
I turn the page to where the bookmark is and begin to read.
The bookmark itself strikes you. It seems to be a fragment of parchment.
He looks at it a little bit more closely. Does he see anything?
Yes. It's a small note as you kind of bring it out. That's someone's personal notes on what they were studying. And it's signed. I'll have to tell you more when I see you again, Argyle.
Argyle.
And
Do I know that name?
At the bottom, you see part of a word. It looks like TOM, but it's cut off by the tattering and aging of the paper.
He begins to think to himself, this Tom, could it be honest Tom?
The specific page that it's bookmarked in is on ghosts, echoes that are not hostile for one reason or another. And it's an interesting note that mostly spirits who formerly served Paylor are docile. Cough, as your adventures have shown you. Cough.
Right. Yes, well, that very much is true. Those who truly have served the true God are, well, those who serve the God of peace are peaceful. So, I think we should definitely keep this in mind. He takes the note specifically, not just to keep it, but he puts it at the forefront of the book to make sure that he knows where it is. Is there anything interesting else on that page?
not really anything else.
Okay, so he closes the book, walks to the tabaxi woman, and he says, "Thank you so much for these gifts."
What you've done for me is worth more than most of these old books combined. It is you I should be thankful for, too.
Well, indeed, that may be the case, but nevertheless, no good deed goes unrewarded, and he gives her 10 gold.
And the cool guy music starts playing as intercontinuital references are made. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gives her 10 gold for the books, and smiles and begins to he leaves the desk to check on the rest of his friends before saying without saying a word.
Anything else y'all are doing?
Not in the library, no.
No.
Okay.
Then we shall leave.
With that, there's really nothing left. As you exit the library, you hear sounds of construction. As looking over at the mansion, it's being slightly remodeled to accommodate its newer, its shorter hosts.
Is the head of the bandit still there? I mean, still around?
Is the what?
Is the head of the bugbear bandit still there?
He is currently talking with his girlfriend while drinking from just a straight bottle of wine.
Of course.
I want to see if I could do something.
Oh, I know what to do.
What?
So I am going to attempt to sneak up behind him.
Okay. Roll stealth. Okay.
So I get behind him, and while I'm behind him, I lean down and I open my hidden blade and I put it up against his back.
His girlfriend pushes him aside, and her flame hair flames up more and goes, "Excuse me, what are you doing?"
I'm sorry. Just out of quick curiosity, how does a 10 perception beat my 24 stealth?
That's for Adam. She was facing him, who you snuck behind. You're not Metal Gear Soliding your way into this one.
You did just walk up, literally just walk up to him.
Yeah, fair enough.
While that's is happening, how far is he from Donatello? Like 30 feet, or
They're
right there.
more at the base of the hill, I'll say. So within range of you being able to see what's going on.
Sweet. So he quickly writes a letter, and then using his let's see. He writes the letter, and then, of course, you can't necessarily see this, but he uses the
Aerial servant?
no.
No? Wait, what?
He uses his mage hand to slide the letter into his pocket.
Into whose pocket?
The bandit leader's pocket.
Hey, what's this? What? He pulls it out and looks at it.
It reads, "Dear sir, the great Paylor tells us that leaders are servants of him."
He hands it over to his girlfriend and goes, "We have mail." And he walks off as she reads it.
She begins to read it. That means that you, sir, have an obligation for justice and righteousness. That means you bear the sword. And if that sword or this position is misused, then that sword shall be turned against you. The very one who put you in place will then raise up another to bring you down.
She
Keep this in mind.
She throws it in a way to where it's like she's throwing it, but at the same time she ignites it. And as she goes off after him to talk with him some more, as finally you see their dwarf finally rips the nameplate of Hephaestus Brigand, the gold stamped plate, off of the what's that called? The porch overhang. As it clatters to the ground.
Donatello simply shakes his head. He turns his back towards the mansion and begins to shake the dust off of his feet and walk to the cart.
One of the last things you see is one of the little ones dressed kind of like a cleric, with a bucket of black paint, starting to dip and starting to paint over the white.
I mean, I was going to try and intimidate the guy and say, just like, if I find you're going, you start to extort the people of this town, I will hunt you down myself and make sure you will never live to see another day.
Oh, trust me, we were going to do the same thing, but yeah, letters don't do well with fire beings.
Yeah, no, they don't. Though mine would have come with,
metal,
an inch and a half of steel in the guy's back.
You just got to do better at your. You just got to do better with your what is it? Environment perception.
A little better tact. So
yes.
anyways, at this point, are y'all gonna just head to the forge?
Yeah, we're pretty much done here.
All right. Nella, any last things before you head to heading out of town?
No, not really.
All right. You all get to the cart. Rafa has finally made it down there, the captain. Herschel is talking with the guard when he notices you and finally makes his way over. And he goes, "You're all the talk of the town, it seems." I, of course, I'm not keeping my share of the reward I gave back to the town. He looks back and winks at a clearly very impoverished family that he was just talking with after the guards.
Donatello smiles. Charity covers a multitude of sins.
Yeah, pish posh. If I make more than my salary, I don't know what they're going to do. All right. He climbs onto shotgun position as Lance takes the reins.
I just step on up into the back after handing the book on shipmaking to the captain.
All right.
Donatello as well steps into the back, like at the very back.
Okay, you hand over books, and it starts off. And our party has finally left Trent. On the road
Nice.
again.
Just can't wait to get on the road
Is
again.
this the right version?
And I guess just for the sake of announcing it, I do probably have to leave now.
All right.
I preach at around like 6 o'clock in the morning, so on the way there, Donatello literally retreats entirely into a shell. you hear a like something akin to like a small hymn, but then you just hear snoring from the coming out from the shell.
So here's my question. Is the shell now just standing upright?
No, it's flattened.
It's okay. It's flat on its belly. Got it.
Yeah, because like when he retreats into a shell, it can't stand upon its own, so it just lays flat.
Well, I mean, it could because land of magic and all that.
Right. But just physics, bro. Physics.
Hey, physics and magic have no. They don't go together.
True.
Take care.
Well, this is great. I'll see y'all later.
Take care.
Have a good one,
Happy
Jeremiah.
Easter.
Happy Easter.
He is risen.
Yes, indeed.
He is risen indeed.
All right, we're gonna wrap this up a little bit. What we are going to test out finally the traveling percentage rolls I have set up. Could someone please roll percentile die? That'd be a D100 or /D100.
Alright.
Okay. Slash 1D1. And okay.
64 percentile. Okay. Okay. Now, Null, would you please roll a d4?
Okay. Nice.
Okay. As you travel along, when you finally come to that intersection seen on the map, there is a road marker in which you all find a safe box that has a day's rations for each of you and a silver for each of you, sort of help you keep going.
Wow, 1 piece of silver puts my weight to 1.4.
Oof.
Talk about a heavy piece of silver. Also, I still have my inspiration point from like 3 sessions ago.
As you continue traveling... Oh, that's not what I want. Okay. As you keep traveling, I'd like now Artan to roll D100.
You mean unorganized command?
/R1D100.
No.
This isn't Reddit. We already had one in that percentage. Could you roll again?
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. Ooh, dead on. Can you please roll also a r/1d4?
Also a 4.
As you're trailing along, you hear Lance caught fork in the road as the cart shifts to the side, and as you pass whatever it was you see, literally there was a giant fork stuck in the road.
What?
You encountered an anomaly. And with that, we will end this session of Tomes of Time. Next time with the party's arrival to the next town. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for playing. But what we're really here for is actually the reason for the season, that none of us are good, no, not one. That we have all fallen short of the glory of God, but God's not left us helpless. 2,000 years ago, He Himself came down, lived the perfect life that we never could, bore our sins upon the cross so that we could be seen as righteous. He was dead, buried, and resurrected again on the third day, first day of the week, Sunday, to proclaim His victory over death. And by faith and belief in Him, we shall not perish but have everlasting life. Thank you. This might be the shortest session we've had. Until next time, have a good night, and God bless.